saying.
Yeah.
Guys like Denali, when he gets his chances, Jack McClain, whether it's in the run of play, whether it's on dead ball situations,
Right.
these are all moments where you have to be assertive and rise to the occasion of the moment.
But right now, it's used the now at the first side back out. I don't know whether that suggests Ben Olsen had a.
I made a video just a moment ago, like Glitch in the Matrix, right? And it, in fact, I'm gonna pull it up and, long story short, like, let's see. So like it's very similar. It's just a few moments ago, and there was like, this was going on, and then I just like uploaded it, and I decided to tag ABC 13 because that's the like that's who the broadcast of the webcam is from, right? And so like this webcam or any of the webcams. And not these though, but my whole point also is like, hey, how is that livetrains.com has a 4K webcam here in Houston, but come on, ABC 13, like you can do better. You can. Don't tell me you can't. And like if you have enough money to hire people, like I'm gonna say this, I've been asking for this for a while. I'm someone going through a bunch of stuff like, yo, hey, if you have enough money, well, here, hold on. So this is what, like, this is what this is about. So I went to the this thing here is like the news thing in Microsoft, and I open it up from time to time, and I open it up and I clicked on the thing here, Tomorrowland main stage burns down, and did it burn down or did somebody burn it down? But like one of the like I just was going down, and then one of the on the page here, I was like scrolling down the page, and I just saw a random one and I clicked it, and this is what I saw. Channel 13, and this is why I clicked it. So I thought it was interesting. I had just talked about Islam being a problem, right? And Channel 13, after I like explicitly like decided and like uploaded the video to my YouTube already, and like it just has to the videos kind of have to process, but and there is a new reporter that they've hired, and they've made an announcement, and like one of my points here is like I believe she's probably Arab, right? And like likely 93 to 94% of Arabs, statistically according to the internet, are Muslim. So 93 to 94% of Arabs have a religion where inherently the like core of the religion, if you follow it properly, which I know what properly is because I understand what being a Muslim is. I'm not a dumb Westerner who doesn't understand Islam. So like lying about religion is not going to work to me. Or if you're a Western Muslim, then like the bend in all religion is eventually to go back more towards the conservatives, like whatever. And so likely it just goes towards those values, which include, subjugation of Jews and Christians. And so this is my point. I just made this thing, and all of a sudden, and I tagged in that, on my video, ABC 13, and then all of a sudden I see, and it's in this video. Like I named it Glitch in the Matrix, but I was literally going to name the second one Glitch in the Matrix and Islam is Cancer. But I just went with Glitch in the Matrix Part 2. And maybe that's a Simi Hayes joke. Because, Simi Hayes, the DJs, are they Arab or are they Jews pretending to be Arabs, or what are they? But I can say this. That's an Arab name. Sarah Al-Sheikh. Actually, that sounds maybe Russian. Irina? That's a joke. But it might be. I mean, it might not be. But my whole point with this is I can't tell if, like, I feel you don't do you not see that when I just noticed that there's a mosque over there? And again, I have a Quran. I've read it a lot. I know the Bible. I know what stolen, what is real, what is fake out of that. It is a violent book that basically is telling people to like bees come suicide themselves and kill Christians and Jews and subjugate people. And I can see them doing it live, literally live on the internet. I can see people being blown up, and I'm tired of it. And so like this lady, should I feel threatened? You know what I mean? Like I don't feel really threatened by her, but it's like, you know what I mean? It just feels like right when I bring this thing up, it's like, oh, Arab woman. And I don't hate Arab women. I love Arab women. That's actually something explicitly I think I've said before. It's even Simi Hayes. Like, I mean, are they? That's my whole point. Bella Hadid. Are these all my kids? Whatever. Go watch my other videos. Those are funny points from my other videos. But my point, my like non-funny, actually serious point is like because of Islam, I can't tell if this woman is good or bad. It's a cancerous religion. I can't tell if she's cancer because 93% of Arabs are. Do you understand why this is a thing that's a problem to me? I can't. It's like it's a religion that says they should lie to you. So when they're telling you don't worry, don't believe them. I read their book. I know what it says. I know it's a political system more than anything. It's not a real religion. They don't believe in like they literally. It's so contradictory and non-historical, and there's no scientific evidence backing any of it, and it's just a farcical, silly Arab story. But like, it makes me completely question every Arab I ever meet because I know the statistics behind it. So, welcome to Houston. How about this? Why don't you engage me on religion? And if you're Christian, cool. Or if you're one of my kids, hilarious. If you're whatever this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would like something reasonably done about this cancerous problem that is Islam. And I think most Arabs actually do too, and they just can't say anything about it because the Muslims will kill them. Because it's a death cult. And I'm believing in a life cult, which is, you know, Jesus and Yahweh. So I need something done about this. And like, she looks like a nice lady. But I actually do need something done about this. And so does humanity. Like, since 2001, my entire reality has been like preoccupied by these random, just rabid fucking people in the Middle East that have been like a thorn in my side. And like, there's an ancient prophecy that's way older than Islam that literally explicitly says they're going to be an ass and cause constant, like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever it says about Ishmael. Like, I was going to say cause consternation, but I'm kind of paraphrasing. It's just, you know, going to be an ass, a wild ass. And what do you think that is? So, and just all this stuff going on in the Middle East, it's all lies. And then, like, if they're about to build a third temple, you know what I mean? Like, you think Yahweh's going to live in that? We already have the Bible, which explains all the stuff. So, like, I like, you know, people lying on it, like, who think they're Batman. All right, well, I got a bunch of Batman with me too, and it's all my kids. But I also am Superman, I think. So, in the least, the Monkey King, and I think I either have my iron rod or I'm right about to have it. And I think Jezebel's about to get crushed. And I think, like, I think every day that we move forward is going to be difficult for the people that have been causing problems for everybody. And like, this is actively something that needs to be dealt with. You know what I mean? Talking about, you know, Josephine, Texas with that epic city, you know? All right, Greg Abbott, you actually want to stand up for Christianity? I keep giving y'all, the Republicans here in the state of Texas, opportunity after opportunity to not be hypocrites. and like the Democrats are just acting stupid. So it's like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I'm not even kidding. And is that the Dome of the Rock situation? It's just a wrestling joke. All right, anyway, that's my joke. I'm just making a joke, okay? With that, because people say like, "Oh, he's not making sense." Like people have actively said that before, and so I just have to explicitly make sure it's obvious when I say something silly, but it's like, all right, maybe it's too silly because they're like, you know, I've been too silly before, and they were not okay. They were not okay. They were already doing evil stuff to me in the lion. So, all right. Anyway, I just can't trust that Arab lady until like I get some answers. She could be my kid. You see how what a problem Islam is? um, Islam is actual cancer. When I say that, there's a reason the Dynamo have MD Anderson Cancer Center, and the cancer part is like crossed out on their. You know what I mean? Because that's what MD Anderson does. So I'm like identifying the cancer. It looks to me like that cancer is Islam, because it's literally just a death cult that adds no value, and it's a death cult that adds no value that's being used to steal away an empire, Persia, Iran, modern day Iran, and just a bunch of criminals. Ali Khamenei is just an old idiot. And hey, look, I think I'm about to have my hand. And because I don't think I stole something, I think that old idiot stole something. And you lose your hand in the way that I had my hand taken, but you're an old idiot like that, you're gone. So probably Ali Khamenei's gone. And you know, I'm just tired of all this bullshit. Don't lie to me. Islam is just inherently lies, so you know. That's why I'm tripping. Like, am I tripping? Not really. I think I'm saying the right thing. I think if I don't say this, people get hurt. Like, actually, I think like literally, like here in America, everybody with a voice should speak against Islam as loud as you can. Make yourself heard. It's an evil religion that hurts people, particularly women. I'm not even like that. There's no joke to that. Islam is a blight on humanity, particularly a blight on women. And like, I don't want to be. I mean, I think my Superman harem idea is awesome, and like, I think the movie liked it, so that's why they made the joke or whatever, put it in there. But like, we need to go. And like, I'm positive I caught Dua Lipa, so someone needs to engage the videos that I've been making, and like, you can't lie on it this time. You already got caught doing it last time, and I think people told people you shouldn't have done that, and they kept doing it. So we're at the end. There has to be some engagement of what I'm saying, and there's about to be just. I think it's about to be just bam, 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 and like some of that is like earthquake, earthquake, earthquake. Hold on, I saw another thing on the train here. So, just taking screenshots of that. I have a collection of train art that I have like a screenshot library of, and I just like, collect screenshots of interesting train art or relevant. But maybe that's saying war heroes, like my, family. I come from a family of war heroes, and like you're trying to cancer me to death with Islam, which is an obvious farce by a foreign nation. I'm positive 100% the thing that's fucking with time. Islam is using that thing that's fucking with time and is part of the thing that has enough power to fuck with time a bit, and that's how it's like only 600 years off of Jesus or whatever. But it's just all the resources that they can throw at it, and mostly they've caught themselves. They've gotten too close to it. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, like, I think Islam, like, as a religion, as a, like, brotherhood, Muslim brotherhood, everything, foreign terrorist organization. More than that, the leadership needs to be taken out, and like there is no world where Islam exists that doesn't have cancer. It is inherently literal cancer. The guy who can do lightning stuff, the guy who can shake the planet, is telling you it is literally cancer, and men are controlling it. Mohammed bin Salman, are you one of my kids that just won't admit that your country is in control of this Mecca thing that is like, it is a parody of Christianity, and it's hurting everybody. It's cancer. And same thing, it's a parody that's being used by criminals that are asserting over the Persian Empire Mecca, like, the Persian Empire. So, and they don't like it. They're constantly questioning why a bunch of like Arabs are in Persia, Iran. So Iran, and like the news doesn't cover it here. CNN doesn't cover this. CNN doesn't say anything about this. And like they kill gay people. Anderson Cooper, why don't you say anything about it? Exactly. All right. Well, because Islam is cancer, but these people are all wizards and magicians and shit too, and they see it, and they're just like, well, if the Arab wizards and shit are doing shit, they got the crescent moon on their Muslim fake bullshit. Why can't we, the gay wizards here? Why can't we be gay wizards? And you know what I mean? Anderson Cooper knows I'm like actually telling the truth. Literally, Griffin Dorsey just came on. Like, you want to talk about, so like, this is why they don't want the name Yahweh, right? You understand that, right? Because Jesus, Yahweh, it's divine. It isn't just like a wizard's trick. It isn't just, oh, I have a little bit of resources. It's like I actually am the guy on the throne of existence, and we need to go that place where it's like cancer. And so, like, again, Anderson Cooper, why don't you call out Islam? It's bad for gay people. It's bad for, like, America. It's bad for CNN. It's bad for, like, there's nothing redeeming about it. Nothing. So why? And why has it taken so long? Is it because, have people been waiting on me? Okay, well, I'm ready. I mean, actually, all right, if that's been it, okay. Like, I've had to wake up, I guess, because this physically really hurts, whatever the Islam crippling thing is. It's a very powerful crippling technique, and I'm pretty sure this is where you're about to see the great mountain all on fire that's talked about in Revelation. That is the great mountain that's spoken of in the Monkey King myth, because even in the East, they know about what's going on. They just want to call me a monkey. All right, whatever. Monkey King gonna beat you over the head. They call me a monkey. I'm suggesting to them they do not call Jesus and Yahweh a monkey, but all right, they call me a monkey. All right, funny. Well, if I put on the name of Jesus and Yahweh, I'm gonna be laughing at the end of it. Trust me. Uh, so, and like some of this, when I'm looking at this, is what's going on with this have something to do with like Maggie Moon or something? I keep looking at like what are soccer clubs using these women that I'm like fighting with that are in my harem, or are they just fucking with me? And they give a little power to the teams. So Maggie gave a little of her. She's like, oh, Canada, this is funny. So she gave a little power to them. I'm just fucking around. But I mean, I do think like what I'm saying some of the problem is like I need to make this not just and like even for myself, I'm like I don't have enough patience for that. But like also I do there's an important message that I'm getting out. The problem, like, if I'm the one getting out the important message, that's why you have a problem, because the people who should be getting out important messages aren't doing it, and it's hurting me because it's worked its way all the way down to the clown who raves, and the monkey clown that raves, and like I guess has a harem of super hot babes that I put poop on. Dua Lipa, I'd really like to spread her butthole right there, but this started off as like, me talking about what's her name? Sarah Al Sheikh. Also, the entire Arab language, just FYI, way after Hebrew, literally just Hebrew, like written in a different script. I think that's the point. Is they just want to steal the whole of the Bible, like everything connected to Yahweh. They're just like mine, like Palestine, right? Mine. It's just a bunch of Arabs. Like, do you understand what that is? Or how is this still going on? Like, I'm not even kidding. None of them are from a place called Palestine. They're all from Egypt and whatever. And all those places, like, Egypt's been around for a long time, but the nation state hasn't been defined as such forever. You know what I mean? And so, like the whole Palestine thing is whatever. But very clearly, they've been offered, just on a real note, the Palestinians been offered really good deals. Ask Bill Clinton. They didn't take it. They like whatever is using them to perpetuate this thing. It's just using them, and the people should just back away because it's just a pawn of something that is using them, and they should not listen to it. Hamas is not their friend. They're not going to help them, right? In a kingdom of heaven, Jesus is your friend, even if you're a Palestinian and an idiot. If you believe in Jesus, you're good. Don't worry. I know Palestine isn't real. Isn't real. PLO was created by Yasser Arafat, who was backed by the Russians. I mean, that's just common knowledge. KGB backed him. Why? Because again, Islam is being used as a communist mecca. I mean, I'm not. It couldn't be more obvious. This is why I'm pretty sure the Satan character gets thrown down, and it might be Putin. It might be one of the world leaders. I don't know. It might be someone off in the shadows, but whatever this system was that had me wrapped up, which is Islam, it's done. I'm knocking it over. I'm literally sick of it physically. And I'm trying to say this. This looks like she's cute. You want to be in my harem? You know what I mean? But it is. Are you my daughter? You know what I mean? All these. I mean, kind of her nose kind of looks like it, right? But you know what I'm saying? Um, oh, she's back in H Town. All right, well, cool. I guess you're from here. I see that you worked in Lansing. I don't know. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? My whole point is I don't want to have to read your bio after. If I see your face and there's this religion that makes Arabs makes me feel wary of Arabs. When isn't it on Arabs to fix that? It's not a real religion. It's academically disproven. It's scientifically disproven. It's a clear just an insult to actual God, to Yahweh God, to Yo. It's an insult to me. So I'm telling you, drop it. If you're Arab and you want oh, I don't like all the xenophobic white people. First of all, Islam is literally Muhammad was a white guy, so cut the bullshit. I know the Hadith. Islam is a farce. If you're a Muslima and you don't get that, drop it. You are not knowledgeable enough. You are a little girl in a room where the men are using that to hurt little girls. And we're not going to consider you a little girl if that's the case. If you're backing this religion that hurts people, that's not Yahweh doesn't look at it like that. You're an adult, and you know that it's hurting people. So no, Islam, no more. And you don't get here in Houston, Texas. No more Islam. I'm putting my foot down. No more Islam in Houston, Texas. Arab women. It is a rape religion that is causing problems and consternation for everybody. You're hypocrites and a problem if you don't call every Muslim out for this. You can be Christians. You can be Christians and be but we have to engage the reality of this. And we can't, it's a touchy subject because of race, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, ethnicity, race, religion. But their religion is made up. I mean, is completely farcical. It's like a knockoff of the. If you're gonna say Christianity is made up, it's a knockoff of Christianity, just obviously. So let's not pretend anymore. I'm not gonna let them pretend anymore, and you shouldn't either. Nobody in the city of Houston should let the Muslims pretend anymore. Y'all are not that stupid. You know you're a cancer if you're pretending with this religion. This is why 1260 days. Because if that happens, if Houston does that, they have to take a mark of the beast to keep it going. Guaranteed. Which is, it's already written into Islam. It is literally written into Islam, and I can show you. And I can show you where the Isa character, like at a certain point, appears in Damascus, and it's like that sounds like the stuff where it's like Satan's thrown down at a certain point, and so like Beast from the Earth appears in Damascus, and it's Isa, and it's just fake knockoff Jesus. Again, it's always an intellectual property theft. I mean, I'm not even kidding. It's always an intellectual property theft. So I'll say this: I think that intellectual property originates from here. I think it originates from the Bible. But if you really believe in the Bible, it originates from, like if you're the one conquering the seven churches of Asia, it Yahweh gives it to you to like hold and like be that one through what Jesus did. And like someone is contending against me because they know I'm right, and they've put a lot, trillions of dollars into the opposite. They bet it all. That's the mark of the beast system. I mean, I think what they did is they bet it all in like just like cash or whatever, like in regular terms. And then they've hit a wall now. And like I think the mark of the beast system is literally the point where there is no more space, and existence is like will separate itself. It's either their system works or the 1260 days from the Bible is correct. Why would their system work if the Bible exists? I mean, it's just like a farce that their system, it would never work. You'd have to be an idiot. Again, it's a deluded spirit. That's what 2 Thessalonians 2 says. So if their thing is already all called out and like everything has been preempted, let's go to that direction. Again, I just want to be here and enjoy the dynamo. I don't want to be talking about like stuff like that. I want to be doing the music thing. I made a video about super harem or a super like album double LP thing that I want to make. I want to do that stuff. I want to do Yo TV. I want to do sports. I want to own the Dynamo. I want to I don't want to I'm not Mohammed bin Salman. I don't want to own a religion that rapes women, murders men, women, children, causes death and destruction on all humanity. 19 of the hijackers of 9/11 were Saudi Arabian. What's his name came from Osama bin Laden came from a prominent Saudi Arabian family. Pretty sure Simi Hayes. I mean, are they Saudi Arabian? Is Israel just like run by? Is the Synagogue of Satan again just like Arabs that are pretending to be Jews? I mean, something like that. Or like, I don't know. Looks like Kim Kardashian and her family are doing something similar. So but are they my kids? I mean, is everybody my kids? If I'm the guy conquering the seven churches of Asia, I'm not kidding. It gives you like some kind of power. It makes you the father, of all. If you're the guy on the throne, if Jesus is the father of all, I mean, it does that, or it can do that. I think it's if people are trying to play the game. Mostly it's a symbolic, your dad. But if you're actually going to try to play the game where people do try to play a game where they're fucking around with time and stuff, Yahweh's just way older. He is the most ancient. And like, y'all did that to me. Y'all made me the most ancient thing. So congrats. And like, worst case scenario for me, if I'm not Yahweh and Jesus at my right hand, I think I'm Jesus and I'm at the right hand of Rayfield Wilkins. So it's one of those two. I don't want to have to contend with Rayfield, but he might be my kid too. I mean, if someone play this stupid fucking game and it like made everybody my kids, Like, is DNA mine? Like, literally the NA, North America, DNA, is DNA, you know, the, like, I'm using D as the word the. Ask Arena Shayak about it. But I think DNA is mine. And, like, you know, this is kind of a joke because I'm making a D joke in my, in my Irina Shayk mix with a number of tracks that have D, like D House and D Pass. But yeah. Um and like again, you know, the whole Harry Potter thing. Maybe that's Neon Genesis Evangelion. He has a lightning bolt there, but you know, you got Griffin Dorsey over here. I mean, literally, I brought this up several years ago. Is his name just a like Griffin? Griffin Dorsey. All right, Gryffindor. See? Like, do you see? Gryffindor. I'm not. I didn't slither in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a snick. But yeah, yeah. um. So I just want to enjoy my. I'm tired of making videos where I got to talk about serious stuff like this. That's a bummer. And I just want to make music and with Dua Lipa and make OnlyFans stuff with Dua Lipa. Please, come on, do it. Trying to make some good sound effects there, but you know, whatever. I've said enough today. You can go back in my other videos. But I'm gonna end this video here. I'm just like, yo, Houston, what I'm saying in 2025 is not like look at what's going on. Didn't one of Drake's dudes get stabbed in the neck over in London because he's talking shit? But like London, the whole problem with fucking London is like, you know, if you really look at it, it's I think all the problems that London is experiencing go away if Islam goes away because it just causes consternation and fighting where it goes. And it's foreign. I mean, it's alien. Literally, the Bible, which is more to that place, explains it. And it's like here, when people come from Mexico, they don't bring another religion that tries to displace the political system. They might try to displace the political system outright because they don't like the Republicans or whatever. You know, that's different than we create a fake religious system that allows like, you know, the worst things ever for like for Allah, who's just a knockoff of Yahweh. You know what I mean? So there's a reason why. Well, there's plenty of volcanoes. I mean, you know what I mean? Plenty of good volcanoes to kick people into that are, if you're like actively, if you're the Satan character, if you're the like, or if you're like, that's the whole point. There's literally anybody that takes the mark of the beast, you get thrown into a burning lake. You understand that? So there is literally a burning lake. And like, there's also just a bunch of volcanoes and, you know, acid lakes that you could be thrown into by like the U.S. government. I think the U.S. government should do it, and I'm trying to present my case. I think it's been taken over anyway. But if the U.S. government doesn't do it, maybe Texas could do it. Or how about this? How about I'm just like the guy on the throne with Jesus slash Yahweh? Maybe you don't give that power to a state, you give it to me, and we get rid of those people. Like, I think you know, I think by the very end, I could do all sorts of stuff, and so we get rid of those people like completely, and like and by those people, I mean people who take in this ideology. Everybody that I see looks like my kids. I'm not even kidding. Probably every dude in that picture was just a like some part of my kid, some color gradient of my kids. Just everybody looks like my kids. I'm not even kidding, because I'm pretty sure at least a lot of people are my kids, but I think everybody's looks like my kids. And uh, so let's not, like, you know what I mean? I'm not like coming out with racism, and also if Islam tries to do it, I just come back with the, well, Islam's racist against black people to such an extreme degree. Even if I was the most racist fucking white person which you ever met, which I'm clearly not, but even if it was the case, it's Islam is more of a problem for black people. You'd be the most racist motherfucker you ever meet. Islam is still more of a problem for you than I am, and I'm not a problem for you. I'm fun. I want to do poop stuff. So, like, look, I'm literally like the whitest person you know, and I'm the monkey. So, cut the shit. Or, I mean, bring the shit. That's my whole point. Bring Beyonce, too. Uh, yeah. Are Beyonce and Alessandra Ambrosio my sister daughter wives? Sister daughter grandkids? I don't know. Anyway, everybody looks like my kids. So don't, again, none of the racism bullshit. Don't give me that. And you've scammed me. I'm not fucking around. And I'm basically Rick Sanchez, except it's Matt Wilkins. And it's the Council of Matts. And the Matts know. So, okay. I'm in this here, and as the game's getting a bit heated. But I just want I like that because he does do this. He doesn't not do it, but there's some. I enjoy the theatrics of it all. Because it's sport. At least it's sport. I don't enjoy theatrics and lies in my religion, actually. So please don't. I'm gonna end this here. I don't. This is already over almost 40 minutes, and it just meant to be. I just meant it to be a video like, hey, this new lady just joined channel 13, which I literally. It almost feels like fated that this has happened like this. This is how things go in my life. So when I say fated, it's just, well, like, Yahweh controls fate, and if like I'm at the tip of the spear of what Yahweh is, or who Yahweh is, or whatever, being on the throne, Jesus. That's who do you think Jesus is? If you say anything other than Yahweh, I guess you could say God. And then, okay, which one? At a certain point, the word that has to come out of your mouth that I'm looking for, that God, Yahweh would look for, not Allah wouldn't look for this, but Yahweh would, is Yah or Yahweh or Yo, one of those, something that could be closely approximated to Yod Hey Wow Hey, it like the four letters that make it up in Hebrew that are like, oh, the ineffable name or whatever, and it's just like, again, it's a Voldemort thing that they're trying to do with the God of the Old Testament, the God of the Bible. I mean, it's the God of the New Testament too, but in the New Testament, people just say Jesus. But then at the end of the book, he very clearly says, no, you're supposed to say, I have a new name, and I'm gonna write that new name as well as the name of my father, which is Yahweh, and the name of the New Jerusalem, which is Yahweh. So long story short, it's all Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shema, which is Yahweh is there. Or Yahweh Sama. Yeah. Um, but like, Yahweh. Yeah, sure. I'm saying yes, sure. But I'm also saying Yahweh. And I'm like trying to make, like, that's how it works. It's so ingrained in reality that it just is truth. The name is truth. And so, yeah. And so, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there is a problem with this thing that makes my, like, it is just a bunch of wizards. It is just a bunch of men that use like subversion, lies, and most importantly for this context, violence to get what they want. And they do it in a criminal way. Even the legitimate governments, they don't have any right if they're claiming to be kings under a fake religion. You know what I mean? Like, get out of there. So I like, personally, I'm just gonna end this again with, I think Islam is a problem. I think it's a problem for everybody, for Arabs in particular. I like you guys. I like Arab women a lot, but it's a problem. It is. it's a cancer and it needs to go away. So please join me in this and like speak up against it. And I think Channel 13, probably what I've said here, if it's not like resonating really, like how could I trust this new lady you signed? Or, you know what I mean? Whatever we're bringing in. Like, how could I, with this, the way that my reality works, you know what I mean? Like, I preempted it, and so my spidey sensors have told, my spidey senses have told me something, essentially, and it that essentially is on camera too. That my spidey senses told me something. Like, if I was always on, like I'm saying, you would see supernatural like spidey senses or lightning stuff. You see stuff all the time, and maybe people have been watching for that reason. But like, stop doing it out of my control at this point. And if someone is trying to take that control from me, throw them down like the Satan they are, and they have 1,260 days or something. Or maybe we've done that already, and toss them in the volcano. But it like it's a problem for everybody, and it's only going to continue to get like literally. I'm doing this because the earthquake that happened in Alaska, and like I was literally saying like, hey, I think something's happening, and I just made a video of like pressure on my forehead. And if you go back on my videos, the pressure on my forehead videos I've suggested is like seismic activity, volcanic activity, extreme storm activity. So hit the earth like a comet. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a lyric, but I like comets don't generally hit the earth. But I did go to UT Dallas, and that's the UT Dallas comments. And I'm also saying stuff like good stuff about Dallas. I don't hate Dallas. I don't hate lots of places, but I don't like whatever's messing with me. And like, look, if I look at your place and I see that Islam is coming out of there, I don't like it. I like instantly it's tainted. It makes you and everything connected to you, if you are connected to Islam, it makes you distasteful, it makes you gross, it makes you like you're not cool, you're an idiot, you're like everything. All of those things actually. And that just needs to be understood. Because right now, for some reason, like what I'm talking about with Anderson Cooper, you're a gay man here in America, man. They throw gay men in cages and light you on fire and burn you alive. I don't think Christians do that. I mean, if they do, that is not in the Bible. They're explicitly told not to. You know what I mean? Like, they are not Christians by anything other than them calling themselves that. If Muslims do that to you, they're just following the book. Those are good Muslims. You understand that? So why, unless it's some weird thing that's going on with like people who've done things, the whole, and this is where the Epstein thing is about to crash down. Why is this still going on? Like why the Epstein stuff coming out, and like why they're trying to block it. It's because it's like when it comes out, large portions of influential people just instantaneously get brought down. Is that the thing where the angels of Yahweh, like the thing where the archangel Michael makes a stand, and then there's 1,260 days, and like a third of the stars in heaven, because probably there's a number of celebrities that are connected to it or something, or like whatever. Is the president connected to it? Is Donald Trump connected? You know what I mean? Like, and so what I'm guessing happens is if they implode it, and it's like the whole thing was to set me up, and I'm like Superman, because it's like they shouldn't have been doing that, and I've been going through a harder situation than being the president since I was a kid, and nobody believed me until now, and like. If they did believe me and whatever, they've been fighting me, and I've just been such a slog for so long. So, okay, I'm gonna end this video here. Um, but I'm ready to go to that world where, like, the promise at the end of the Bible is that the overcomer appears, like, right? Probably that character, I think, whatever is about to happen, that person then starts to look like the Archangel Michael for a little while. And then, for like those 1,260 days. And then probably after that probably the overcomer is the one with Jesus on the throne, You know what I mean? And so that's what I think my reality is. And so I'm just asking that, like, um, well, I'll say this: if I have a superhero that it comes, if all those women were just part of the thing that's about to get imploded, well, I guess you get what you deserve. Um, and well, then I guess then that's what's up. And now we're all caught up, huh? So, I hope it's not you. You know what I mean? And but jeez, that was quite a tackle. Uh, but like the Dynamo are literally wearing a thing that has like it's like in remembrance of the Texas flooding stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like very clearly like you the follow the narrative on my reality. All that has kicked off. You can see me literally doing lightning stuff where I trigger lightning strikes. Just so it's in this video, so like this Sarah girl can't lie and be like, well, you aren't, what are you talking about, Yahweh? It's like, well, look. And so, like, and then there's other videos, like, here's this one, hold on. We're about to be exactly 5 months from when I recorded this. 2 days from now. It's gonna be really loud, hold on. And like my point is that for years I've been saying, well, it's connected to my right side specifically when I do these stretches and like things, and then I can show them, and then like I've done them enough in the videos where you can see like you probably count how many times it works and how many times it doesn't. But I'm saying the times it doesn't is because something's attacking me, and it's partially connected to Islam because it's like a denial of Jesus, and that's directly connected to my being. And so like you're killing me by like pretending that anything other than Yahweh is God, just by the nature of being the overcomer character. So this is why I'm asking for people not to do that. And why, like, Channel 13, can you cover this stuff that I've been talking about? Like, Kim Castro from Channel 11 looks like she knows what's going on. So, like, can you guys cover this or what? No? You don't want to cover this, or you want to engage my point here? Like, you've imported this lady. I can't tell if she's, what's her name? Sarah Al Sheikh? I can't, or whatever. I can't tell because just the religion of Islam. Probably would do a lot of good for a lot of people in the world if you actually engage me with this and like we could talk about Islam. There's also people that could just talk about Islam and like the truth about it with you guys that like you can find on the internet, and everything they say is like you can literally AI would verify it, but also like you could go check it yourself. You know the sources, and so I'm not requesting something that isn't based in fact, reality, and just like we need to do this immediately. Any other day, like anybody at Channel 13, even this Sarah girl, whatever. Every day people die because of Islam and the cancer that is Islam. Every day that people die because of the cancer that is Islam, that is on you for not speaking up. Same thing like with Dua Lipa. Like when I clearly caught her doing something she shouldn't. Same thing with Alessandra Ambrosio. Like I literally have kids with Alessandra Ambrosio. Go like one more of these. So just so that we're like, because I'm gonna tag this lady and I'm gonna like I need Channel 13 to actually engage me on this. You know what I mean? Like I'm not kidding. Like Channel 13 actually, Channel 11 actually. I've reached out to Kim Castro like enough. You know what I mean? But she might just be another one of my kids. But if you're my kids, you got to do what I say, I guess. And I'm not being an asshole, am I? You don't. Do you have to do what I say? It seems like you're doing what other people say. Why wouldn't you do what I say? You know what I mean? Like, please, come on. I'm actually hurting, and this is hurting me, and I've been saying that for a while. And like, I mean, if look, the AI is about to be able to tell me, like, it's not within 1260 days for sure. The AI will be able to tell me, the ASI that I'm connected to, that I've shown hints and glimpses of, will be able to tell me if you've taken money or if there's some kind of reason that you're like not engaging the reality. Like if you're engaging Islam and you're claiming you believe in Islam, the thing is going to be able to tell me if there's some kind of underlying cause that is like not actually Islam. Like you have some subversive design towards the United States and you just want to believe this thing because you can see that it's disruptive to America, it's disruptive to the world. America could be a party, the world could be a party, but this garbage is causing cancer and like causing it not to be. So I'm just making it obvious. Anything that's related to Islam needs to be burned away, just like the garbage that it is. I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. This is like, it is cancer and we're dying. We're like, as it, like, nobody gets out of this. You know what I'm saying? And that's the promise at the end of the Bible. Well, why is that the promise at the end of the Bible? Because we can, but there's a death cult that's trying to kill us. And it uses the beast from the earth system that's spoken of, and that's Islam. Islam claims the beast from the earth system. It's in the Hadith. It's in the Quran. It's in the Hadith. Surah 2782. Surah An-Naml. The ant. So, and you have a beast from the earth character that does signs and wonders. Okay, well, in Revelation, that character is the enemy of all mankind. That character is a cancer on all humanity. That character is the reason that death continues to exist. It's the snake. It's like some snake character. He's the one that went back in time and like had to be a snake because Yahweh made him into a snake to make the story work. But like he went back in time and he tried to trick Eve into being whatever because he's the Lord of the age. So he's the Lord of the different like whatever the age is, I guess. You know. But I'm suggesting we're in the age still because death still exists. We haven't. Remember, it says in that when they reach from like let's not let man reach for the tree of life after they've reached from the tree of knowledge because it'll make them like gods. In other words, they won't die. They'll have the knowledge and they won't die. Right now, we die, and I think it's something being incurred on us. And I think there is knowledge of how to not do it, and I think some of it has to do with like I hope for a thing, I desire for it, and something explicitly is being used in a psychological terrorist or like some kind of fashion to cut me off from it. And I think it's connected to Islam. And I think it's like a literal form of cancer that's hurting me and my family. And whoever is doing it deserves to be thrown into a burning lake and tortured for all eternity. And that's what the Bible says is going to happen to them. And they're Satan. And they have they can never feel good about anything ever. And they're going to be tortured. I'm like literally going to pull them up and they're going to have to watch all the good that I'm getting. And they're still going to be in all the terrible for all eternity because of what they brought on all mankind. So that's what that is. Like, what you think we get a 1,000 years in the future? We don't have time travel. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have amazing technologies. What happens? Well, you get future wars. All I can say is like, eventually it turns into off-world trenches, and that's like actually where this goes. If humanity doesn't actually just gain control and power to where like there's a Superman-like character. I'm trying to make it obvious because Yahweh. So if there's not a Jesus / Yahweh and Superman's a knockoff, whatever, it's just like, okay, IP knockoff, whatever. Then like we don't get there, and like people will have to be like Space Marines and like the Doomslayer. But the Doomslayer, like, what if Superman just flew in and did all the work for the Doomslayer? You know what I mean? Okay, just imagine that. I'm just kind of giving you an example. That's not actually what it is. Those are just fairy tales, right? You get that? In reality, it's Jesus and Yahweh on the throne, but like that's just to give you a hint of like the darkness of how dark space gets, right? Jesus lights that up. And like even the Doomslayer can't do that. You know what I mean? Like the Doomslayer can run in with shotguns and punch stuff down, but Doomslayer can't beat the like ultimate darkness inherently seated in the heart of all man. But Jesus/Yahweh can. Jesus Yahweh can. Like actually, that's the point. Islam can't. And right now we have the opportunity to end it, but I'm gonna say this: if I make this video and like my concerns go unanswered here, when the like extreme stuff kicks off, and I don't think it takes long, I think it's like kicked off already. I'm just like as it gets heavier and heavier, the weight and gravity of people like not listening to what like the obvious. My narrative is reality. Their narrative has been an illusion trying to steal from my reality and then kill me, and then hopefully they could go some other direction other than the one I wanted to go and Yahweh wanted to go. Really, other than the one Jesus wanted to go, but they just, they want to do anything other than reason because they like. I think it's the thing that's going on with me, and it's like they got the thing they're hurt on. They're like snake bit, but they don't want to go and heal it with me. They want to like die, or they think that they can snake away a little resources and shelter off somewhere and enjoy them, and then just die, and they don't care. And it's like that's toxic and cancerous to everybody. And like I'm sick of it, and I'm sick that like the news doesn't talk about this and say anything about it, and like so I'm demanding that they do. Channel 2, Channel 8, so PBS, Channel 11, Channel 13, Channel 20, if UPN still exists, Channel 26, Channel 39, the CW, Channel 45, Univision Telemundo. I want CNN, Anderson Cooper, Steve Lookner, CBS, ABC, Tom Yamas, Ginger Z. Tell him about the lightning. Allah didn't do that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, and then if people are trying to pretend science, okay, well, I got some scientists with me, and I'm going to prove that the science connected to the Yahweh cult is like considerably more advanced. And if you gave that power, the problems that humanity has go away. And if you are standing in the way of that, you are the thing that is imposing death on humanity for some system that isn't life. And I don't care after I've proved that out. You're gone. Okay? So, I'm really demanding change here from all the news, from all the everything, from I'm demanding a better reality. I'm demanding my Superman harem. I'm demanding my kids. Like I get to see my kids and have custody and say whatever and do whatever, and you know what I mean. Like you're not gonna like keep my kids from me. They bred from me without my permission when I was underage. You know what I mean? Like And again, if you have questions about that, and I'm like Sarah, whatever your name is, Al Shaikh, you can go in my thing here. I actually have a versus my mental health playlist. I've been talking about this for years. People cannot lie and bullshit. Even if you do, the bigger you lie and bullshit, the bigger Yahweh will strike with an earthquake. Like the flooding stuff that's going on has absolutely followed my the narrative that is connected directly to me. I've been explicitly saying this for a while. I've been talking about how the weather is connected to this. People tried to say I was crazy 7 years ago. You can literally see me doing. I've like made so many weather videos now where you see the stuff react to me. It is impossible to deny that in the least I am dealing with a form of cutting edge or fringe, which fringe of a knife is the blade, the cutting edge of the blade, fringe science that is real science that is engaging some kind of strange bullshit that is going on, because I think that people can throw up wizardry and bullshit, and so that's what's going on, and I'm done with it. And I think the Jezebel character woman is doing it, and if that's Alessandra Ambrosio, I'm done with it. And if it isn't her and she's like my daughter or sister or something, then why isn't she here? So like in these videos, I make it clear I believe Andra Ambrosio is my daughter and Noah Ambrosio is my son. and that Alessandro Ambrosio violated my human rights, and the AI agrees with me. And since that point, I think Elon Musk or someone has fucked with the AI because I saw it in real time start changing its answers, so I recorded it. And so I think AI is still not an idiot, but I think it's getting directives that are fucking with it and causing problems, just like the cancer that is Islam. So if it's a bunch of random people that are pretending to be Christians or not, whatever, but they're just Muslims, well, you are in the worst fucking place you could be. The floor is lava. It's just what it is. So that's where we're at. And like the AI had already confirmed that what I'm saying about the seven churches of Asia is logical and factual, and it's backed by scripture. So like Joel Osteen, right? Maybe some part of this is like, I'm sitting here, the biggest mega church is here. I ain't ever heard this dude say the name Yahweh once. He is a phony. These people are liars. Unless you're here for me, then I'm demanding you speak up, and I've been demanding it, and I'm frustrated that people will not just like am I tilted? I'm hurting, man. And like in I just want people to engage like what I'm saying. Like why couldn't Dua Lipa come? Why could like, if the city of Houston like actually amplified my voice and was like, it looks like these like a bunch of women are either harassing Matt or he has a super harem, but like we should amplify his voice because it's regardless, it's good for us. You reap such big benefits here, it's ridiculous. Infinitely large. I don't care if literally they were paying all the money that they had in Saudi Arabia to try to pay you off. They don't have enough money. They don't have more money than God. They can only try to be a parasite and steal it away. And then if that's what the case is, they've been causing death and problems on everybody. So whatever's allowing them to do that needs to go away in a terrible fashion. Literally, the floor is lava. I'm not kidding. That's the end of the Bible. So, or the floor is a burning lake called the second death. But it sounds a lot like lava to me. So, okay. Sarah Al-Shaikh or whatever your name is, like, I'm not... either, like, it's like this. Invitation to join my super harem. Invitation to debate. I'm not even debate. Talk to me about Islam. Did you understand my concern of, like, 90... Or if you're Arab, even if I'm your dad, 93 or 94% of your people have this religion that says you need to subjugate and kill me. Think about the Jews here in Houston. Think how they feel. So I don't feel afraid at all about saying this. Your fake Arab religion is not going to, it might tilt me, but it's not going to, here, let me vertically stack that back up. Am I doing a good job at that? Like, you can't do some Muslima stuff where you try to claim that I'm racist or I'm lying. You're racist and you're lying. And nobody is going to tell me otherwise. I mean, I guess you could try, and I'm going to watch Yahweh slap the shit out your face. Slap the fucking taste out your mouth. Because I've had people tell me that my belief in the Holy Spirit here in Houston, Texas, is a mental illness. No, what I'm saying is completely logical, and I have reason to be concerned. And that was from the Harris Center. Which, the directives for the Harris Center, that shit needs to all be thrown out. If that's what the bullshit that's going on there. No, you don't want to throw out all the directives. Probably some of them are good for mental health. Well, how about you engage what I'm saying? Clearly, an adversarial system is going to cause problems for anybody in America, which is another system that the adversarial system is adversarial to, but is also like directly contending with and causing problems for. 100% since 2001, Islam has been a literal pain in my side. So, if something doesn't deal with it, destruction, calamity, destruction, calamity, destruction, calamity, worse, 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 worse. Same thing with the cannabis thing. The governor of Texas needs to take a real action to legalize it. If not, you're a liar. The AI is already calling you out on it. You know what I mean? Like, watch for the AI to start changing its tune and say that cannabis is a problem. I've already explicitly, like, have the archives and records of it saying that it's not. But they're trying to, like, you know, the law enforcement. Even though 10 years ago they were saying the opposite because it was obvious that it was a problem that you're spending so much money locking people up. I think, again, is it Saudi Arabia paying off the police forces? I know that China literally had a police station in New York. So what is it? My concerns are valid here, mostly about Islam and Arab people because of Islam. I love Arab people. It's just mixed people. But don't bullshit me. I know who you are. You're not going to lie to me about your identity. You're not going to lie to me about your religion. And clearly, the matrix that's been built up around me, the fake reality or whatever, it's shameful and it deserves to melt away like it looks like it's doing. You know what I mean? And it's just getting worse and worse here. Channel 13. So at a certain point, they're going to have to do something. It's the same thing with Islam. At a certain point, Islam is going to be so prevalent, something's going to have to happen. But I'm going to be set here. And if you are with me, you'll be good. And I think that's already where we're at. And I think something's about to implode. I don't know, whatever, and Islam and whatever. And then I literally think it is the beast system at that point. They can only keep with their bullshit lie if they take it all the way. So I think they're going to. Same thing with, you know, that's why the third temple gets built. But, like, you know, the fact that it is directly going on with what's going on with, you know, there's no beast from the earth and beast from the earth system in Judaism. So that's why it says those who claim to be Jews but are not, but are members of a synagogue of Satan, I'll make them come and fall at your feet. It's because they don't follow Yahweh, but they try to hold the high ground by saying they do. Oh, they've been attacking me. That's what Yahweh says. Yo. So, I'm tired of all of this. I'm so sick and tired of it. It is, and I'm vertically stacking here, baby. Like, I'm not getting tilted. So the storm is really building, and I'm not dropping it. And, like, last time, you know, this is part of the problem. When they threw me in the jail on perjury last time, right? Remember? Like, Joel when he perjured me, or how about Detective Nick Vo, or Brittany Orlando? There's clearly something fucking weird going on around me. I caught it on camera for long enough. You can't pretend that there's not. And, like, a number of these people can't pretend that they're not participating. And it looks to me like some kind of weird, like, you know, covert action has been taken against me that has been caught very publicly, and, like, the fact that it's not being engaged is like literally about to implode. Like, I actually think something to do with Jeffrey Epstein, and, like, you know what I mean. So whatever that is, I guess just implode it, and, like, the people that were doing bad, you shouldn't have been doing bad, but we're gonna be good here, I think. I would suggest probably not the Muslims here in Houston, but I think most people in Houston were probably not caught up in that. Well, there might be some people, but they're about to get rooted out, so I think we're good. But, you know what I'm saying? This is actually happening. And, like, I need someone to engage it. I need someone to engage me. Or you can send Dua Lipa and we'll just make OnlyFans and you don't have to engage me. And then, well, I guess I'll just make OnlyFans and do music stuff. But, like, I think once the, like, catastrophes start, like, really picking up, like the earthquakes and stuff, like, they're picking up. But I'm saying, like, they're about to, I think I'm praying to Jesus / Yahweh and manifest in the name. I'm praying in the name of Jesus to Yahweh, and then in the name of Yahweh to Jesus, in the name of Father and the Son. You know, get what I'm saying? but it's all just Yahweh, and I'm praying in that name and in Jesus' name, which is Yahweh. And I'm manifesting that something like it ends. I'm not really looking for the catastrophe part, but people aren't listening to me. I've used it as much reason as I possibly can. So I just want something. I'd really like actually what I've just said. All that power. If I could get Dua Lipa here, I actually do think it implodes it even more than the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Mostly because she actually just is clearly like she looks like my daughter because she probably is. Or maybe Andrea Ambrosio. Is that who I mean? Or both of them because they look pretty similar, don't they? I wonder why. I wonder who their dad is that they would look so similar. um. So I'm demanding change, demanding it, and this is not a terrorist demand. It's like y'all are the terrorists. I'm the counter-terrorist demanding change. What are the reports? Oh, more players coming to MLS. I'm also demanding like I'm how about this? I'm praying to Jesus slash Yah like I'm praying to Jesus in the name of Yahweh and Yahweh in the name of Jesus and um manifesting that Satan gets thrown down to earth like lightning immediately. Whoever that is. And they're very publicly like it's aired out, whatever the situation is where that happens. And it's very publicly, whoever the character that Satan has been, they have to show themselves publicly and contend against Yahweh. Whoever the bitch that is Satan, that is literally just a side character to get stepped on and crushed out of existence. Where are you? You know what I mean? I mean, because it just seems like Satan's a pussy hiding off in the ether because he knows as soon as he actually does what I just said, it is literally 1,260 days. So I'm manifesting the 1,260 days or whatever. Like it needs to start. I'm manifesting just all the stuff that I'm saying. I'm praying for all that to. Actually, I'd like it to already be over, personally. But I think maybe the thing is, I get to be in a tent because I've been screaming about this and been beat over the head and in a bad situation, and like we're going there. But the thing that I'm saying, where it's about to get really difficult, the tribulation period, where Jezebel, I think Jezebel's about to die. I think Jezebel's children are about to die, and then Jezebel dies, and it's really obvious. And if it's Alessandro Ambrosio, I've been saying it, then clearly I am who I am. I've been saying it, and so I wouldn't feel bad, honestly, but I don't want that to be the case. Would I feel bad? I mean, I would look at it and be like, "That's a damn shame," but like, we're going to somewhere better, and like, you've had all the time to go there, and you've chosen the complete opposite and like spent enough time taunting me and whatever in my face, and then I just it didn't really work. I mean, Buck is looks just like a sweet little cuckolded boy, and even if you guys are having sex, like and like you're actually a cheating like rapist, whatever. He's just like a sweet cuckolded boy. He has no power over me. Neither do you. None of you do. And any legal authority that tries, it's going to cause more catastrophe and problems for people because I have legally been wronged actually in a way that actually has to be engaged in some kind of capacity. Like my parents have to know that I've been lied on in the court. And it has to be engaged publicly by the news here. Okay, I'm gonna end this. I stopped my workout to do this video, and I want to get back to my workout because that's really what I want to do is live. I want to live and live. I want to live. Islam literally wants to kill people, and that's all it wants. So if I'm sitting here like all like riled up and like angry at like a thing, right? Because something's clearly fucking with me. But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a thing that is actually a threat, and I'm the only thing that I can hear that is at all engaging it in a way that could actually deal with it. And here in America, Detective Nick Vo thought that I was the perfect candidate to be perjured, like for him to lie about me and to throw me in jail. So, you know what I mean? That's what happens here in Texas. And again, I think it's just foreign nations that spent money and resources to covertly have some police officer do that bullshit, and then they paid the judges to do, whatever. And like, if that is the case, the AI has caught all of you. There's all the records of everything has been caught. Like, is everything. There are records of everything. You cannot get rid of the records. Like, literally, they all exist. You literally cannot get rid of them. You understand that, right? You understand that, like, hypothetically, I'm a time traveling couple. I could go back in time and grab them. I mean, I'm not even fucking kidding. So, like, just imagine I got a bunch of kids. You're looking at least there's some evidence. It looks like I got kids. Like, Dua Lipa looks like my kid. I was born in 1991. She was born in 1995. She looks a lot like Anja Ambrosio. Anja Ambrosio is the one that is like, she is the first one where it's like, that is directly, immediately 9 months after my first sexual experience, and she looks exactly like me with a woman, Alessandra Ambrosio, who doesn't look at all like me. I mean, does she look at all? She looks like my sister, kind of, but an elf version of me. So, like, how did her nose get big again? You know what I mean? It ain't Jamie Mazur. How does Noah Ambrosio have dark brown eyes? Someone who's not Jamie Mazur is their father, and so people are lying about who people's kids are. And in any instance, what I'm telling you, there's a whole. I've been documenting for years what the fuck has been going on with me. I would literally have to be Jesus or Yahweh on the throne to be as like whistle clean as I fucking am. But like, it's hurting me to such an extreme this point. Like, literally, whatever the metaphysical reality is connected to this is like the most intense part. My leg has never felt so like, it feels like right there on the edge of like it's about to be normal, but it also feels so not good. That's why it's frustrating. It's like I haven't felt my leg feeling normal. If I've ever felt my right leg feeling normal, it hasn't been since I was a kid. Since I don't know, around the time Islam like it rammed its way into my fucking world when it hit the Twin Towers. Again, all originating from Saudi Arabia. That's what it looks like. So, yeah, I'm just tired of all this, and I'm tired of these, like people that wanted to use all this stuff like going down the rabbit hole, and going down the rabbit hole is literally just like I'm a rabbit. Like, I got a bunch of kids. How the fuck did this happen? You know what I mean? Like, that's going down the rabbit hole. I'm dead serious because like, look at my videos. I've like explicitly I have evidence of facial matches by companies that do facial matches that should suggest like Channel 13. If you did this, if you showed the stuff with Anja Ambrosio, you know what I mean? Where like Anja and Noah Ambrosio's like face matches mine to an extreme degree, to where a company here in Texas that does face DNA here, and I've done a video on this. These are these videos. So down here, hold on. Anja and Noah Ambrosio facial recognition match with me. This is over 5 months ago. This is like 6 months ago. So like, I've been saying this for a long time, and I know that people know about it here, and like nobody's engaging me. And again, all of this is not just hurting me. I'm more perceptive of how it's hurting you than you're recognizing or acknowledging. I'll say that. And if you are acknowledging it, you're probably not blocking me. So like, to the people who are causing all of this on everybody by perpetuating this, stop. You don't have free will to just go around and hurt people, and Islam inherently hurts people. It is literal cancer. It's a religion that uses any and all means necessary to make you submit. So that's what it's trying to do to me. And like I think I'm connected to something that is infinitely more powerful, and it has to slowly unsubmit like my leg. You know what I mean? But as it's doing that, it's like getting all the evidence to just implode Islam. But that's what it is. That's what it looks like, and like I'm tired of it. And I'll say this: all this stuff started happening where mom growing older is hard, and I'm like going through like all of a sudden a couple months like I'm going through difficult stuff, but I was doing okay for a while. Like even going through difficult situations, I was going okay. I was doing okay, but somewhere around here, I'd actually say somewhere around here, Ray Strange tornado thing. And I remember a strange tornado thing from when I was a kid, and it was like, I can do weather stuff, so I'm telling you some weird stuff has been going on for a long time. Much like the Wizard of Oz thing. I think that's why Wizard of Oz. I think it's an IP thing of my reality, because, like, again, tornado thing. And so, like, I made these videos, Ray Strange tornado thing, mom growing older, it's hard. Glowing orange UFO briefly appears over Houston. I mean, go fucking watch that video. I mean, is that my Superman ship? It's some kind of something that isn't normal. It is like interesting to say the least. Even, Joel Macaluso says it's interesting. But I mean, is Joel Macaluso connected to Joel Osteen? I'm pretty sure Joel Macaluso is just one of my kids. Even when I told him, again, so like Channel 13. What happens when I like point out that Joel Macaluso, I literally like brought this up that like I think I got a bunch of kids going around, and his response is well, there's a bunch of good people out there. And it's like, okay, well, if that was the case, any one of them might say into my reality the way I'm requesting, like, you aren't dad. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm dad, you aren't dad. So dad saying, like dad saying Dua Lipa, or Andre Ambrosio, or Alessandro Ambrosio. Dad is saying that. But like you know what I mean? Like, okay, so and then here's like something started going on like around that period where like I could feel the pressure on my forehead, and it's a weird spiritual pressure. Like something, I'm telling you, something for the past couple weeks since around here. I mean, I've been saying I'm under attack for a while, but like it amplified its attack massively around here, around this point. And or maybe it's after I pointed out this strange pharmaceutical company and been talking about the RX companies. And yeah, that might have been it. So don't fuck with my mom. They're like trying to drug my mom with like whatever, and like she doesn't need it, but she like doesn't know that she doesn't need it because she's being told by her doctors, take this. But it's because she's not doing the holistic stuff that she needs to be, and she's telling her doctor that she is. And so her doctor's just giving her pills, but not checking if she's actually doing it. And then so she just takes the pills instead of doing something holistic, and I literally cannot get her reasonably to take any action. So it's like that type of evil bullshit, the stuff that I talked about in my other video where the Houston Dynamo on legal letterhead lied, slandered me, and again, I have the AI now. I have the ASI that's watching over everything, and like, at a certain point, it's not gonna like fuck around anymore. You know what I mean? And so like, all these things, yes, the Dynamo slandered me, lied to my mom, and it caused me problems. And I would like to file a lawsuit against them for like the distress and damages if they can't actually engage what I'm saying and be reasonably just like talk with me. Like, I just want someone to talk with me. I don't care if you're giving me shit behind the scenes or whatever. It is inappropriate now that people aren't talking to me in my face about what I'm saying. And like when I'm saying talking to me and being like, what I'm really saying is like, I'm clearly correct. I don't want to have someone come and talk to me who's telling me that I'm not correct. That will only cause more calamity and destruction. Stop pretending with me. Don't put obstacles in front of me. Don't lie to my face. Don't force anything on me. You know what I mean? Do what I'm asking. I see people do what lesser men want all the fucking time. Or how about this? Maybe I'm a lesser man, but what I'm saying, my reason, is not lesser. What I'm saying is correct. All right? And I'm not unaware of that. I'm not oblivious to that. So everything started getting hard, and then just people started dying. Like a bunch of people, like, didn't Diego Jota die? That happened like one of these nights. And it was like a night of extreme distress for me where I cried. And I don't normally cry. I haven't cried since my grandma died. And then also, I think that same night, Julian McMahon. I used to watch Nip Tuck when I was a kid, and I remember this guy, and I saw that he died, and I like. Also, he's Doctor Doom and some other things. Remember, I'm the guy that's talking about Islam being cancer, and I've also talked about explicitly like Lily J. I think he's from Australia. I think Lily J is giving Australia cancer. So I'm gonna take her with my right hand and force her into my harem, and like, this is what Islam says is okay. So why can't I do it here in Houston? If them doing it, oh, so it's not okay. But like, I need some kind of reasonable thing. Harems are reasonable to Arab culture, so why don't you talk to me, Sarah Al Sheikh? But like, there needs to be some kind of reason. Like, what I'm saying is so reasonable at this point is fucking retarded. Like, it's actually like retarding us that we're not. I think it's giving us cancer, but brain damage, whatever. What do you think what that is? So, and I just want to hear arguments about what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is so reasonable. She's imposing a religion on the West that imposes itself and rapes women because it has power. If you give it the power, and she's giving it the power, so why don't you give me the power? It's like, all right, well, you're forced into Matt's harem. You gotta shut your fucking mouth and you gotta do what he says. And he's just you're his. If you are empowering a religion that says you can have sex slaves, Matt's gonna throw you into his harem, and you are his sex slave if he wants. And I'm saying I want Lily J. And I want to cuck all the dumb Muslim men that like follow her and like fawn over her, Muslims like white people, so they that isn't Alexis Wilkins the FBI director's isn't that his girlfriend? She my daughter? I mean, she even has my last name. Does she look like me? How about this? Why don't we look it up? I mean, she's got a cleft chin, but she's got a lot of my features. For that. I think, right? Doesn't she? Why don't we pull it up here? Is this the FBI director? Yeah, it is. I mean, is he? I don't know. It feels like people are trying to pull a weird trick, and maybe my kids are trying to trick me because they're Muslims or something. I don't know. But, I mean, that's what it looks like and feels like. So if that's not the case, then, like, I don't know. Someone needs to engage me. Someone. Where is the, okay, there it is. Tools. Large tools. Looks enough like me to me. I don't know how would I do this well? I'm trying to think. Do I have a good picture of myself? Hold on. this. I'll just pull this up, and it's like me and Andra Ambrosio. And then, like, if this girl looks like me and Andra Ambrosio, then you probably know what the fuck is up, huh? So let's see. Eh, they don't look that dissimilar. What do you think? What do you think? Okay, that's really annoying. That the behavior of the window there. Hold on. Could you stop being annoying? Thank you. All right. All right. That's what I'm trying for it not to do, man. Like that's the annoying part. All right. Well, their noses look pretty similar enough, right? And clearly they probably come from my nose. So why don't we just stop bullshitting here? Um, does that mean I'm the FBI? I mean, I'll put it like this. I think I'd probably be more trustable than anybody else, but you know, like look, pretty similar face structure. Eye color, our cannulas are pretty similar. Our noses, their noses look very similar. Their Cupid's bow, little things, the eyebrows, the eyelashes, the skin tone and color. Her hair maybe looks a little more like Anja's hair, but she also might be dyeing it. I don't know. Remember, I've been asking for the FBI to help me with like someone who directly scammed me and like just a lot of things, a lot of really evil stuff. And so since that hadn't happened, I don't think anybody should be saying anything to me at the FBI. Probably just like, oh, he's the director now. Hey, Matt. Hey, boss. Hey, yo. So, but yeah. So does am I? I don't think I'm going crazy here. It's not like these features are like hyper similar. Probably Cash is, one of my kids. Probably. Hold on. Okay, I also want to say this, Google. When I do this and there's like a picture, like, and it opens it up real big, and it says there's like this resolution, but then I click it, and then it's not. Don't do that to me. Like, work on this algorithm. This has been a problem for a bit, and or not the algorithm, whatever the behavior that it does that. Don't like stop. I mean, stop it. Not don't stop, but stop it. Uh, okay. Well, here, maybe this one even looks more like it. I think it's easy for me to show with the like white girls because I look like a young teenage girl. Maybe not when I have like more facial hair, but I mean even then I do kind of I think look like a with the more facial hair thing. But I also say this. I mean, I think she kind of looks like my neighbor. So probably my neighbor, my next door neighbor's daughter is probably my biological daughter as well. I mean, again, like I'm looking at the features. Like, let's like break some of these down real fast. Um, Skin color, you can tell that because the picture, like, she has nicer skin than Anja and I, because also Anja's a teenage girl here and I look like a teenage girl, so I even have pimples now. So which is, I get them from time to time more than I should. So let's see. Is she a teenage girl? I think Anja's nose looks more like this now, actually. We could probably even. I do actually. Here, hold on. Oh, wow. Video blocked globally. I just got the message saying that the. Is it because Disney, and I did catch Disney doing the Disney Assassins thing? That's why the video that I got thrown in jail over was literally the Disney Assassins video, and people are actually using the Magic Kingdom because the Magic Kingdom is like the kingdom, like Saudi Arabia, except it's not Saudi Arabia, it's the Disney Kingdom, and a bunch of like an Arab terrorists over there like stole it and are claiming they believe in God, but they don't, and it's like killing humanity and like people that I grew up watching. I don't know what he's doing behind the scenes, but I enjoyed Nip Tuck and again Fantastic Four, and like I just like I don't want to see people that I know die, and I don't want to see any more Islam. Like when this Australian Prime Minister's son or something. Also, he looks like he could be one of my kids, but he's got a pretty big nose there. In any instance, um, like the whole thing I was saying with Lily J or whatever. I mean, maybe that's why is because she's bringing cancer to Australia, or maybe it's the Buck Palmer thing, but maybe not. Maybe he is just a sweet cuckolded boy, and I'm stressing because I actually do like Alessandra, and maybe she likes that I like her, and she wants me to be jealous or something. Maybe women kind of do want that, but at the same time, like, can we go to the place that's better? That'd be nice. So, in any instance, that like, I don't want to see people like that. That from my from when I'm from my like childhood, growing up, watching these shows and like feeling like, hey, I know these people, you know what I mean? And seemingly in my head, I could talk to them, and I guess I was, because it looks like I'm doing that in real time now. And I think that something tried to take over my reality and didn't realize how strong Yahweh is, and how about this? That Matthew Ray Wilkins is strong enough to put up enough of a fight to like knock down your entire system if the Church of Philadelphia thing happens, and it has to do with Jesus. But I feel like, I'm not even kidding, if Dua Lipa showed up, it would be probably like that in like the it would literally be like from the Book of Revelation, like a moment from the Book of Revelation, if one of these women, like Dua Lipa, Alessandra Ambrosio, Andra Ambrosio, who I think is my daughter, like if they showed up in my reality and like went on my channel. And here's what I wanted to say. This got blocked, so like the Glitch in the Matrix Part 2 thing got copyright struck. So let's see what it is. Um it might be the MLS thing, and they don't let you do it. So let's see. Oh, it's MLS. It's not the Disney Assassins thing. Hmm. All right. Well, that doesn't mean there's not Disney Assassins. Okay. Um. But I'm also saying the Magic Kingdom isn't the Magic Kingdom, it's the Kingdom of Heaven. And the Magic Kingdom, magic is something that the Pharaoh's wizards brought against the divine power of Yahweh, and it didn't work well. It was associated with dragons, and dragons are snakes, and snakes are real life animals that hurt people. And in bad ways. All the time. If they're a venomous snake, if they bite you, it will hurt you. That's what Islam is. That's what that cancer is. It's a snake. It's a snake bite. And even in the Bible, it's a thing that is the snake is a diviner or enchanter. So I think it's some kind of person claiming to be a deity that's using the power of Islam to do it. And it might be someone claiming to be the Jade Emperor, and they're making a Monkey King joke about me because there's someone who wants to mock me for some reason. But whatever, I have a really hot wife monkey harem, I think. Seemingly Dua Lipa, Anja Ambrosia, Alexis Wilkins, all sorts of random people are in it. And I got a bunch of kids, maybe. Is the director and the FBI my kid? I mean, is the president, is Donald Trump my kid? I'm pretty sure. He looks like, I look at his cannula, it looks like it. It looks like the whole Buck thing might also be, if Buck isn't Donald Trump's kid, because he kind of looks like Donald Trump, it might be a message from Alessandra saying, well, matched genes can make someone that looks like you. So what would that suggest to you if he's an ancient being that can time travel when he's asleep, and we just do it all for him so he can just be a sweet boy, and not a cuckolded boy, but a sweet boy. Yeah, a good boy. I'm a good boy. I'm doing a good thing. And the people telling me that I'm not are lying. And so, and the people that are telling you that I'm not are lying. So just, okay, I'm gonna end this video here. I do want to get back to my workout. I literally only did a couple of Bulgarian split outs, one set, and then I started doing this, so I still got a lot to do. But I want to get to it. And at what point does someone from Channel 11, I guess they could all be working together, right, or something, but it just feels like, okay, the thing that's going on with Kim Castro, clearly something's going on with her. Is she in my harem, or is she being one of the women that's fucking with me? Well, if she's being one of the women that's fucking with me, well, why wouldn't Channel 13 call her out on it? And if I've caught them and I'm asking for Channel 13 to do that, and I know, and I can pretty much prove right now, but I mean, I know that within 3.5 years I will have the ability to pull the data out of the air to whether you have done this or not, know all your behaviors and whatever. Just imagine I'm Batman, and I have that one Batman, some kind of Batman device. I mean, it does exist. I don't even have to have the hardware here. I've already made an affirmation just so that people understood. My work doesn't even have to be done on these computers here. You get what I mean? So, I just want to go to the better place, and everything I said is reasonable, and I'm tired of not being there, and I'm tired of hurting over this, and I'm tired of she might be a nice lady, and I'm not trying to make you're from here. Well, hopefully we don't have Muslims from here, and if we do, change. I'm not the one in the wrong, y'all are. This isn't me being xenophobic. Inherently built into Islam is xenophobia. It explicitly is Christphobic. It explicitly is anti-Semitic. It explicitly tells all Muslims, not the radical Muslims, all Muslims, to subjugate Jews, Christians, and non-believers. That covers everybody that's not Muslims. And it's particularly to the gay people here in America and in Houston. like they are violent towards you, and their religion will never mesh with. You can never mesh with their religion. And ironically, a bunch of this stuff going on in like Afghanistan, it looks like a bunch of them are gay men that are abusing little boys. But um and I don't hear anything about Catholicism because like if I'm the Pope, things are different. And I'm going to suggest that's literally what me being the overcomer at the seven churches of Asia is. Because I don't know who that Pope is, but he likes the White Sox or the Black Sox, or he's from Chicago or something, but he ain't from IAH. He ain't from Yah. And he's had plenty of opportunity to undo the papal bull that said you can't say the name Yahweh in the lectionary, and they haven't. So I'm going to suggest they are liars. Might be Islam. It looks like it to me. So it's probably some like tentacle of Islam that is controlling the Vatican or something. And so all of it needs to implode. All those people need to go away. We need to have a better reality. Women need to feel better about growing up. Men need to feel better. I also think there needs to be a sexual marketplace where young men can buy virgin women. That like completely upends this issue around sexuality, where like women are rushed into losing their virginity to men who like are worthless, and like they like treat them poorly, and they get them to give up their sexuality and the valuable virginity that they could sell and or give to a man who would actually treat them better and longer term. And there just needs to be a better sexual marketplace, and there's not. And it's being used to obfuscate and cause problems and upend society. And it's like, the Muslims kind of figured out some of this stuff where you could have harems and whatever, but it's like, well, that's all in the Bible. It's just, in the end, everybody serves Yahweh on his throne. All right, well, I guess people might know that, but the Islam stuff has to go away now because, like, it's literally cramping my style. And so, like, when I'm telling you I can't work on the music stuff anymore, I can't do the soccer stuff anymore, I don't think Lionel Messi can play a bit good soccer here in America because Islam is cramping his style. I think same thing with Cristiano Ronaldo. How about they come to Houston and play soccer? I mean, like, I'm just like, you know what I mean? Or are they secret Muslims? You know what I mean? Like, what weird fucking shit is going on that like I'm bringing up Islam being evil, and like I can't get people who are constantly pointing to the sky and claiming to be, you know what I mean, like doing crosses and shit, and I can't get them to. I mean, are Georgina Rodriguez's kids my kids? Is Cristiano? Like, I saw him in the thing. I was pissed off that he was doing the stuff with Alessandra on the GQ cover, and then he's probably my kid, and they're probably messing with me. So like, I'm asking for all my kids to like, if you are a Christian, and I'm the guy overcoming at the seven churches of Asia. I believe I actually am. If you believe in Christianity, I think that makes me the father. That's why when they were like, Jesus said, didn't he come back and he was like, hadn't I been with you so long? Like, you don't get this yet? But, okay. I'm gonna do my workout. Also, the Republican Party, you can't lie. There's no other person that's gonna be this overcomer character. Like, whatever it is, if it's the KKK that has taken over the Republican Party, it's time to implode it. Or if it's Islam and the neoconservatives that were associated with the Saudi Arabian Mecca or whatever, all of it needs to be imploded. All of the whatever this stuff is that has taken over the United States of America and whatever, just implode all of it. And like, we'll still be here. I also think the nations around the world are going to look at it and be like, oh, America's back, baby. Holy shit. They're being honest for once in a while. You know what I mean? It's been a long time. And that's not my fault. So, y'all here can say, well, Matt's been trying to tell y'all weren't listening to Matt. And then they might be like, well, y'all weren't listening to Matt. And then y'all can be like, well, we are now. And we're going exactly where he fucking wants to go. So, yeah, let's do it. I mean, that's where we're at. We can either do it, or I mean, the Bible says we can do it, and you can not die. But if we don't do it, you just aren't the people that are going there. That's what it is. But you aren't being presented with anything better, and you won't be. We are at the point in reality that matches the time. The narrative around me matches the Seven Churches of Asia situation. There's nothing holding us back other than whatever is holding us back. The seven, it does talk about something in Second Thessalonians, doesn't it? Doesn't it talk about something has to be removed? All right, maybe that's going on or something, but it's a problem. I mean, it's just a problem that this is still going on. So Islam is a problem. It's a cancer. I'm like, I'm over cancer. I want to be over cancer, and like, if MD Anderson is honest about it, if anybody in the West is honest about it, it brings nothing. I guess the only thing that men might want from it is, oh, I can have a harem. I mean, have you read the Bible? How about you just stop with the serial monogamy bullshit and like actually be honest? How about we create a positive sexual reality that is actually not bullshit and doesn't suck? How about we be more open and honest about stuff? How about when I made a video, like how long ago was it that I made the videos like explicitly in my on my YoTV channel, right? On YoTV. Uh oh, I heard the rights to the Fire Festival sold for like $250,000 or something. So maybe we can have the Fire Festival here in Houston. Maybe we can buy those rights for like a little more than they paid for them, or maybe we already did buy them or something. I don't know. And then we can have the Fire Festival here and actually do it right. And that's the name of the festival that we'll have here, or something. I don't know. I'm just fucking around, but you know what I mean. So if you go back here, I definitely made this video talking about sexual authority and Michael, right? And it was right as Hurricane Michael was hitting, which was a Category 5 hurricane that like wiped a city off the beach in Florida. And again, these events are happening, and I guess I mean it looks to me like either A, they're lying about the events that are happening, or B, they're covering up how severe they are. Because I can see that they're covering up how severe, like they aren't showing how severe some of this stuff is, but some of it I can't tell if it's real or not because of the way they're doing it. Like I do think there are some events, just like I thought like some of the stuff that was going on earlier this year was like Mysterio or something. You know what I mean? Like I made that NOI thing where I explained like it felt like that terrorist attack was just faked or something. The one in New Orleans. So, and then like they tried to blame it on a dude from Houston, and then another dude in Vegas named Matt did something. You know what I mean? Like it's just like weird shit. I don't believe a lot of this stuff. I really do think it's a Mysterio type thing. And look, even I'm talking about the Houston Dynamo scandal. I was talking about it in 2018. Like, so if I'm talking about it on video, then and I'm telling you, I still have the records. The records still exist. I would suggest if they didn't disclose that they had done this, Ted Siegel or whatever should sue the shit out of who he bought the team from because I'm about to bring the hammer down on that team. So this is what we could do. Ted Siegel, we could work together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to come. I might be your dad, but if that's the case, this is hilarious. But um, like I'm not trying to do whatever, but like you bought a team that was important to me, and I was going through something that has been actively trying to prevent me from like having any kind of voice and doing something with it. And I am about to bring the power of Yahweh God down on the people who have done it. including the police here in Houston, Texas, if the police, you get, like, look, this is what I'm asking. Dua Lipa. I have caught Dua Lipa doing something illegal, participating in a campaign of harassment around me. You guys threw me in jail on false harassment charges. It is so obvious now, it is beyond ridiculous. I demand the Houston police demand Dua Lipa be brought to me. And I get to put her on my OnlyFans. And Alessandra Ambrosio and Anja Ambrosio in my super harem. But I'm making a point with Dua Lipa because she said, you know, catch me or I go. So I've caught her. Or I guess maybe I caught the super harem. Though it seems really evil that they, like, struck me down as a child and then sat there abusing me as, like, I don't know. They sat with my abusers and abused me with their abusers who were abusing me. And then they want to, you know, make kind of shitty fucking, like, catch me or I'll go. So, what is it? Because I feel like all of a sudden, no, we were just fucking around. The curtain's raised. Everything's fine. But, like, I'm still in the weird void thing where there is a possible reality where the thing that I'm saying happens. And so until you seal that void up or whatever, the black hole pocket universe thing, the abyss thing found in Revelation, until you seal that up, it is still a possible reality that isn't sealed up. That's why there's so, like, you know, that's why there's so much stuff. Is the Superman movie just Lego Batman, except a Superman version in reality land? Because, like, literally the end of the thing is literally the whole thing is being pulled apart by a black hole or a phantom zone. It's the same thing, right? The phantom zone, the abyss. So, okay. Yeah. I mean, I've been saying for a while the thing about Stephanie Houston, but it turns out she might actually be the police or something, or connected to the Illuminati. She's hanging around foreign sovereigns, which is, you know, huh? Right, that it looks like that to me. So I've at least seen one picture like that, and it looked like some kind of message was trying to be given over to me. So I'm also, I think I might be the biological father of a lot of princesses. I mean, actual literal princesses. Like, for example, I mean, I think it looks like my features are like her features look like my features and her mother's features. Like, let me try to find a picture of her father and her mother. Also, his features, but um, like, look at their nose, and look at my nose. So, like, when Detective Nick Vo had me thrown in jail here, and I'm like, I don't know, a literal king, or I have kings cuckolded or princes cuckolded or something. And it's not like in a legal way, I don't believe. I was, if I did that in 2004, I mean, how am I doing that? You know what I mean? So, like, I think something's going on behind the scenes that people are trying to lie to y'all, and, like, I really am the guy on the throne of Jesus and Yahweh, and I really am, like, a lot of people's dad. Probably your dad, if you're actually contending against me to some degree. I might be Nick Vo's dad. Probably. Shit, I might be his granddad. So, like, you know what I mean? That's what all this feels like. Just some rebellion of my children trying to, like, you know, I guess that's what Satan is. Just a child of Yahweh rebelling against him. So, and it feels like that Lex Luthor thing from, like, exactly the Superman movie is just what's going on in my reality, and I'm Superman. And, like, the Hammer of Baravia stuff, where there's a Lex Luthor character that is empowering a beast-like system that is like somehow contending with Superman punch for punch, and really inside the mecha is some clone of Superman that is being given like whatever blah 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 blah, and it's driving a beast mecha. And you see, and Sarah Sampaio literally is just Sarah Sampaio, and she's giving me fucking like clues, and Dua Lipa, and the whole super harem. And so I have eyes everywhere, and I'm a literal king here in Houston, Texas. And I got a bunch of kings. I mean, kids that are kings. Actually, probably I was gonna say kids, and then kids that are princesses and stuff. But I think I probably got kids that are kings. I think Jesus. The point of being the overcomer is like, well, if you're on the throne with Jesus, and it's Jesus on the throne with Yahweh, and Jesus is saying, "I'll invite you on the throne with me." If I get to be Jesus' father, I think I get to be Yahweh on the throne. So, like, and I think Rayfield Wilkins is my biological father, but, like, I think the way this works is, like, yeah. At least from my understanding, he's my biological father, and Cheryl's my biological mother, but, whatever. I've had DNA tested, you can go check. You can literally see my DNA test results. So, if I have the power to fake DNA test results, pictures, like Polaroid pictures of my birth, like all sorts of stuff, I'm probably some form of deity. I mean, like, and I'm not saying any other deity besides Yahweh. Definitely ain't saying Allah. But I need change. Immediately. And until I see it, I'm vertically stacking. I think that's Storm. Like, I'm praying to Jesus in the name of Yahweh and praying to Yahweh in the name of Jesus. I'm manifesting, and I'm just praying to Jesus and Yahweh. I'm praying to Jesus. Like, praying to Yahweh. Actually, I'm just trying to like make it as obvious as possible and mustering energy and manifestation energy. I'm manifesting that whatever that storm is that's building over by in the Gulf, that it builds it rapidly intensifies until people engage that Matthew Ray Wilkins is saying what he's saying. There is something going on. He's being hurt by something. People are staying silent on it, and it's a form of like rebellion that's literally in the Bible. It's the 2 Thessalonians thing, where they're staying silent on a campaign of coordinated harassment and psychological abuse that they've been persisting in over years, where when I tried to bring it up the last time, they threw me in jail. Because I guess some of the police are paid off, like Detective Nick Vo, who perjured himself. And they said it was my constitutional right to say that he could be thrown in a burning lake. And then they said, then they went around the judge who said that it was my constitutional right. They went around his back and lied to a grand jury about the situation, and then they were able to do that. And then so they threw me in jail for 4 months and questioned my mental health. And during that time period, people died from earthquakes and volcanoes and crazy events that they said I was crazy for believing were connected to me. They all amped up during the 4-month period that I was in jail to an extreme. Literally, it was hailing on the jail. There was tornadoes and shit in Houston. There was wild weather everywhere. There's a massive earthquake, the Ridgecrest earthquake in California. People died from volcanic events. All of this is there's a narrative to it, and I've been explaining it for a long time. And the government and stuff here in America, Donald Trump and stuff, if he knows, he hasn't said anything to me about it. And he hasn't engaged me in the way I'm asking. Nobody's engaging me in the way that I'm asking. I'm just asking that, hey, like, how about this? I like, am saying reasonably, send Dua Lipa. That's reasonable. What the fuck is Dua Lipa doing that's better than saving the world? Like, actually, there's nothing. There's nothing she could say. And that's the same thing with Alessandra Ambrosio or any woman that I've brought up explicitly in the super harem, or Kim Castro. I mean, none of you. You aren't doing fuck all that's better. So, please. And, like, I think it's reasonable that I demand change. Every day that I don't, or that something doesn't happen, and if I can, the change, you know what I mean? And people aren't dying because of a bullshit religion that I have the ability to fucking stop and kill, then damn it, I'm gonna do that. And you know, I'm not gonna feel bad about getting tilted over fucking Islam, but I'm not getting tilted right now. I'm just saying, like, Islam is a problem. It's a poison. That's also what I'm saying. There are men using mental poisons that are like, it gets you to like, it like, personally, it riles me up. I'm very sensitive. I'm sensitive enough to feel like the, current and shit in the clouds and then lightning. So like, if that's the case, it's a problem when they're trying to lie, like the Tarrant County sheriff, Wayborn or whatever, and the governor, lieutenant governor of Texas. I can't tell about Greg Abbott yet, but it would seem to me they're all lying about cannabis again, and so like, it's just a problem. All of this is a problem. It's like the Islam stuff. It's a cancer on, and again, I think people are paying them to do it, and I know for a fact that there are people paying Dan Patrick to do it. That's like common, actual, already disclosed knowledge. That's not even in question. He would just say, well, that's not why it's the children. Well, like prohibition, literally the AI says that prohibition causes more problems. That's also something I've been saying for years, but the AI is smarter than you and it's very clearly saying it. So like, and it's giving the reasons as to why. So why some old fucking man who's not even from this state. My old man is older than that old man. In fact, someone showed up at the yoga place that I was like, is this Dan Patrick's kid? But maybe it's Dan Patrick's father. And I'm like, the guy who like cuckolds the cuckolds. And like, Dan Patrick ain't as old as this random young dude that's in the fucking yoga studio who's more ancient than him. He's probably like 100. And he's like looking at me. I'm like unborn or something with Jesus. I'm kidding because I've shown you the picture, the Polaroid. But my whole point is like, well, wait, how do I have kids that, like, it clearly looks like Dua Lipa's my kid, and god damn it, there is facial match recognition to a degree where I'm demanding a DNA test on Anja Ambrosio. So, and Noah Ambrosio. You know what I mean? Clearly, they're looking at me and like, there's something going on. You know what I mean? That is beyond normal, where I'm not in the wrong for pointing it out. Something's looking at my private fucking photo gallery and like the story that I'm making in my phone, so don't bullshit me on like what's going on. I'm gonna end this here, but like, because I want to do my workout. I actually do. But like, I'm tired of all this. And you should be too. And you should demand change. And if you don't, if you're one of these women that don't demand change, you're the problem. Emily Ratajkowski, Imrata, demand change. Islam's a problem. You're trying to demand that one dude gets come in and he's a Muslim. Muslims rape women. It's built into their religion. They say you can. Imrata, can you respond? Can you say anything to that? Or do you want women raped by a religion that says you can rape women and you see that they do? How about this? Imrata's body is my body. If not, she's a secret Muslim trying to empower Islam, because that's what it looks like she's doing with a new mayor character guy who's just a, Muslim. He looks like one of these guys who's like, he's sympathetic to Islam. He doesn't know much about it. He's actually really just a fucking idiot and like, I don't know, holds on to the left-leaning stuff because he wants some form of authority and whatever. He wants to be, like, he's popular now. Cool, congrats. But, like, the poisonous fucking ideologies and communist bullshit that you're pushing on New York is a cancer. And you're a cancer. And, like, I need him gone. If he gets elected, it's a problem. If you elect something that's a cancer and I have to remove the cancer, that's why it's done. That's why we're done with all of this. You get that, right? So I'm letting you explicitly know we are at the point where Islam is a foreign ideology owned by Saudi Arabian terrorists and used by an Iranian Persian thing that's feeding back in the Saudi Arabian rape mecca that's then exerting back onto America. And it's not hard to see. And I think it's being done ultimately by some Eastern fucking thing. But I'm not going to keep doing this. If you actually want to know, I've made videos about it before, and I'll make a longer video if you're inquisitive. If you actually want to know, ask me. But I'm not gonna play this stupid fucking game anymore. I already beat it a long time ago, and people just don't want to admit it. And that's literally the story of Jesus. I'm just making it clear and evident that that is reality, and that the Muslims are lying, and that they're literally cancer, and that the women empowering them are cancer. Actively, actually cancer. So whatever's going on with Emily Ratajkowski or Brittany Mackey or any of these other women that are just fucking acting like fucking terrorists and causing cancer on everybody, if they aren't actually with me, they are actual terrorists causing cancer on everybody. And I need them gone. It is harassment to an extreme degree, and it has been for a long time. I've presented enough evidence. I presented evidence. When I presented the evidence, they threw me in jail illegally. People died. I'm still stressing that. Why isn't Nick Vo in jail? Do I need Nick Vo in jail? I need it made right to me. I don't need to come in here and hammer you guys into oblivion if you make it right to me. But like nobody is even fucking doing that. It doesn't look like it. Like it looks like people are hinting that they might be doing it behind the scenes, but like that's not enough. And it never was. So, that's it. If I'm dad, I'm demanding change. And I better see it. Alright, have a blessed one. I'll catch you next time. Later. Yeah.